What's going on, YouTube? JT Born here, and welcome back to another edition to my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Titans, issue number 20. Titans in love! Oh no! My half-demon empath girlfriend is overwhelmed by emotion and I'm worried she's going bananas! But how can I help? I'm just a giant green gorilla! Oh, good God, this is a rough one, y'all. This was a very tough issue for me to get through. I just wasn't a fan of this one, like, at all. Like, it just does stuff that just made me audibly groan, like, the entire time. And even bringing up things which had no reason to really be brought up and be reminded of. So, like, it gets further points deducted for it for, like, those reasons at all. So, yeah, I wasn't a fan of this. So, as the issue opens up, Donna Troy is kissing Roy Harper. Oh, but they're not together, are they? Isn't he with Cheshire? Isn't all this other stuff kind of going on in the livelihoods? And, it's just... emotions are all over the place. Raven's going haywire. She can't control her powers because, she's been doing stuff her whole life, but she needs somebody else to explain her powers, like Gar and all that. She can't escape them in any sort of fashion whatsoever. We also have Psycho Pirate going around manipulating people's emotions. But yeah, this is, wacky shenanigans happen, and the other Titans just kind of show up. Yeah, I don't like this at all. Why are we doing this Donna and, Roy stuff right now? Like I said, isn't he with Cheshire? Doesn't he have a kid to watch out for? Why is he, like, not with his kid right now? Like, shouldn't he be watching over her and all that stuff right now, like, instead of doing this stuff? But he's like, I'm not really feeling this. This must be the emotions. Or is it? Like, I don't know. It's just needless, dumb, like, dramatic stuff, like, meant to be, kind of, like, wacky shenanigans, but it's just terrible. And then, of course, we get the stuff with Raven and Beast Boy in the park. Now, the one thing I did like in this issue is Raven saying, I've heard people talk, even I haven't feel what they're feeling, and maybe they're right. Maybe I should leave the Titans. Yes, that's the one good idea you've had, like, this entire run. Get the hell out of here, dump Gar, dump everyone else, and just leave. So, yeah, we see Psycho Pirate there manipulating things in the background. Then we get some extremely cringy stuff right here. We will get through this, and I will be with you every step of the way. The Titans too, of course, but me most of all. Oh, Garfield. And then the real hero of the issue is the person who hits her with the basketball. But yeah, like I said, and I'll be with you every step of the way. That right there is just like a nail in the coffin for this thing, because it just symbolizes everything wrong with current stuff with Raven. This isn't Raven. This is Rachel. This is like when Dick Grayson became Rick Grayson. Like, this character... like, what have we done with Raven? Like, I mean, why is she back to this stupid haircut? Didn't we just get her, like, back with the whole, like, end of, like, Tom Taylor's run, like, the Lucas Myers stuff, where she was, like, the White Raven, and then she was in fully control of her emotions, but now she isn't because reasons. And they also emphasize the fact that Guard's going to be with her, like, every step of the way, which is just terrible, because she can't escape this guy. Like, she can't do anything on her own. Like, he's just a parasitic leech that's latched itself onto her. But yeah, like I said, when they got that, like, Garfield, and again, you just can see Psycho Pirate there kind of manipulating things a little bit, but Raven getting hit with the basketball, like, this guy is the real hero of the whole thing. But he's also really stupid. Like, how do you not know that's Beast Boy? Like, what other, like, green people do you see, like, walking around on a daily basis? Then they get into a little tension fight, and then Raven tries to calm him down, and then everyone's all kissy lovey-dovey because, everyone's emotions are all over the place. And then the Titans just show up, and, they're just like, let's just distract everyone from this thing. And so they go to, like, Bumblebee or whatever. We also get reminded of something terrible. So this old warehouse, didn't it used to belong to Batman? Yes, and when Robin put together his own group and called it the Teen Titans, he made this place a secret prison. As seen in Teen Titans. Yeah, like, why are we being reminded of that awful Titans run? Like, why? Like, what's the good story reasoning for letting everyone know, hey, like, remember that awful storyline that just took a shit on every single, like, character in that run? You're a Damian fan? Well, guess what? It's the most awful, like, regression you've ever seen. You an Emiko Queen fan? Oh, guess what? It's the most awful character regression you've ever seen. Like, why would you want to remind anybody of that terrible run? I know it's just, like, it's just a little bit, but it's just another thing, just kind of adds fuel to the fire as to why I couldn't stand reading this issue. So then again, like, they go do their thing to try and keep an eye on her mind. The artwork, I'm also not a big fan of. I mean, we really lost Lucas Meyer for this stuff. Like, they don't really look great in this, like, particular style. And, they're going to go like look into like Raven's mind just to kind of like calm it down in some capacity. Gar is there because, like I said, Raven can't do anything on her own. And then Roy Harper, it turns out, was like psychopirate in disguise. He kind of takes people down and all that too. And yeah, like that's the issue in a nutshell. And I'm just like audibly groaning like the entire time. Just the Donna and Roy stuff at the beginning, like, is just how it opens. It's like, uh-oh, are they really feeling this stuff? Or is it really just something else going on in the background? I don't know, man. I just don't care. This issue made me feel physical pain reading it from start to finish. And even the credits too, like when you get to the page right there, like Crimes of Passion, John Loverboy Layman, Pete Winsome Woods, Wes Amorius Abbott, like, I felt physical pain. And it's not like funny cringe, like when somebody's just like doing a bad pun. Like, I mean, I guess they're doing bad puns on purpose to kind of elicit a laugh, but it just added fuel to the fire where I felt physically ill reading this issue. And like, this is, in my opinion, the worst of this current run of Titans. God, even like, I mean, the Tom Taylor stuff could get pretty bad at times too, but like, man, this even felt like worse than some of that, like reading it. Like, this is not an issue for me. And I don't know anyone who's going to really love this unless you're like a fan of Beast Boy and Raven together and that's the only thing you see her as, them as is that, then I guess you'd probably like it. But like the Roy and Donna stuff, why are we doing this? Why the cringy stuff? Raven leaving the Titans or thinking about it, that's a great idea. Dump Gar, go off with the Justice League Dark, go on your own adventures, have your own agency again. I'm all for that stuff. Like, give me that. But no, she's not, because like wherever she goes, the parasitic leech known as like Beast Boy will be. So I'm sorry for those who like them, but she has nothing anymore. She can't do anything on her own in any current storyline without Gar being physically like attached to her hip. And it's true, like read any storyline with Raven anymore. Like, who's always attached to her hip? It's Beast Boy. And she can't escape him. And it sucks as a Raven fan because like she's not even Raven in this thing. She is Rachel. Like, he doesn't even call her Raven. He just calls her Rachel most of the time. Like, why? That was like her name is Raven. Rachel is just like a name she just kind of picked up to kind of blend in. Like, why not just call her by her actual name, Raven? Like, she didn't spend all those years training in Azarath with her emotions just to have somebody else explain them to her. And like, why was she like just the, White Raven and she kind of fused together and she's all awesome and badass? And even before Psychopirate came in and started messing with people, like, why is she all of a sudden her powers are wacky in that? Like, why? Like, she finally got like ascended to this like full powers. Like, okay, she was kind of cool and looked great with the design. We got her hairstyle back to like looking good again, but now she's back to the stupid highlights and all that, and this art style which doesn't really do her any favors. I'm sorry, it's just bad. It's just nothing about this screams this is great. Like, I love reading this stuff. So sorry I'm rambling on quite a bit. I was not a fan of Titans issue number 20. I can't see like any character really looking good in this issue. And somebody's like, yeah, you're taking this a little too seriously. Well, you know what? I'm sorry. Like, I paid money for this issue and it just physically hurt to read. So I want better. And it's not to say that there haven't been better issues in this run. I think there was like an issue or two ago, which, there's some things I like. The idea of Donna being the leader and that sounds kind of cool. But the way things are being, and I know like you have the psychopirate manipulating stuff, but I still have to read some of this cringe, and it just physically makes me ill to read some of it. So yeah, those are my thoughts on it. Again, not the most glowing of reviews. Is this the worst thing I've ever read? No, but it's reminding me like why I'm not enjoying Titans so much. Like I said, as a Raven fan, and even like little things like reminded me of that awful like Titans run, like, was really like the first Teen Titans run with Damian in his little prison that he had, where just physically every month I just felt worse and worse reading, just seeing one of my favorite characters just constantly like turned into something he's not, like just taking a crap on like every like bit of like years of character progression just thrown out the window for that awful Teen Titans run. So yeah, like it gets more points deducted for that reference. It gets more points deducted for the Donna and Roy stuff. And it gets more points deducted for this Beast Boy and Raven stuff because it's just physically like makes me physically ill to read. And then of course we have like the real hero of this issue is the guy throwing the basketball. And he's also really stupid. How do you not know who Beast Boy is? Like, how many like people like with green skin do you see walking around in the city? Like, you're not like, oh, maybe I shouldn't mess with this guy. But yeah, just some dumb stuff. I don't exactly know. I'm done. I'm just done. So what did you all think of the issue? Post your comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit the bell for notifications, all that fun stuff. Are you enjoying Titans? If you are, great. Like, I'm happy for you, but I'm not. So yeah. All right, I'm done. More comic book reviews to come later on today. So peace out, everyone.